What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the brand new Air Max 270 in the light bone colorway. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Today, rather than my usual intro, I'd like to plug something a little bit different. A good friend of mine, Brandon, also known as Name Brand, just lost his channel recently, so it'd really mean a lot to me if you guys could go over to his Instagram, Name Brand Clothing, give him a follow over there. That's where he's updating everyone on what's going on. He also has a link to his new channel in the description, so if you guys want to go and sub to that too. But Brandon, that whole situation really sucks, man. I'm really sorry that you have to go through it, and hope you guys can help him out. But moving on to the Air Max 270, this is sort of the second rollout of the sneaker. As some of you guys saw, I did a review of the 270 a couple weeks ago when it first released in a black and pink colorway. However, in that review I said that colorway was a little bit boring and I ended up getting rid of the shoe. And the reason for me letting go of the shoe wasn't because I didn't like it. It was mainly because I knew of all the other colorways that were coming out which I liked more. And now that I'm doing YouTube full time, I can't afford as many shoes as I used to, so sometimes cuts have to be made. So as you guys know, Nike released a couple more colorways over the weekend and I happened to pick up my favorite of the bunch. So without further ado, here it is, the Air Max 270 Light Bone. Jumping right into the upper of the sneaker, you've got this light tan or light bone mesh. I really like the way Nike went about designing this mesh or fabric because each one of these little perforation holes vary in size, so it gives the upper a really nice texture. The ventilation holes come in varying sizes and create different patterns on the upper of the shoe. I think that's a really great look and gives the shoe a really nice visual texture. That's one of the reasons I like this lighter colorway better than that all black colorway. Not only does the lighter color let you see the ventilation holes, which actually, to be honest, might not even be true ventilation holes because they've got sort of a black mesh in between them. Maybe that's just like the backer lining. I'm not sure, but you can't see your foot through it, which is a good thing. But back to my main point, that monochromatic upper on that original black colorway just didn't allow you to see the variation in tone and color and shape, and I just like this a lot better. For extra durability around the toe box, Nike added some black fuse overlay accented by a white Nike swoosh on the lateral side. Moving up on the shoe, even though this is technically a one-piece booty construction, you do have a slightly different material on the tongue. It's a little bit more padded, so when you tighten the laces, it won't really dig into your foot, which I really like. Over top of the tongue, you've got standard oval laces in the same light bone colorway to match the upper. And then finally, rounding out the tongue of the sneaker, you've got the Nike branding and the Air 270 branding. Inside the shoe, you've got a tan sock liner to match the rest of the sneaker. A majority of the padding is on the heel and on the tongue, so your foot is mainly going to be just up against that mesh backer, which doesn't actually feel bad at all. And finishing off the inside of the shoe, you've got a black insole with the Air Max 270 branding on the heel. As for fit, the Air Max 270 does seem to fit me true to size, and that's definitely what I'd suggest for you guys as well. However, if you have the chance to try the shoe on first before you buy it, make sure you do that to make sure the sizing is right for you. Moving back on the shoe to the midfoot, you've got this small white Nike swoosh. You've also got some more black fuse overlay for added durability. On the medial side of the shoe, you've got pretty much the same thing, except this time around you've got the Air 270 branding as well. Continuing back on the shoe to the heel, you've got this black nylon material, and then on the back of the shoe you've got more Air branding with some padding around it that kind of makes it look like an air bubble, which I thought was a cool touch. Can't forget your Air 270 branded pull tab in tan. As for a heel cup, you've got this semi-translucent sort of hot punch TPU heel counter. I really like the fact that it's semi-translucent, so you sort of get this fade down into the air bubble. I think that's a really cool touch. Even though that fade might make it look like the heel counter is one piece with the air bubble from a distance, it's actually two separate pieces attached by some glue, which I've got to say is a really clever design detail because they needed a stiffer material on the heel counter other than the air bubble, because obviously the air bubble needs some more flexibility. And by doing this, they really made this whole back section of the shoe look like one piece, which of course it isn't, but it looks a lot better that way. Continuing down to the air bubble of the shoe, which is by far its most signature feature. If you didn't already know, this shoe is called the Air Max 270 because the air bubble is exposed for 270 degrees around the sneaker. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about the reasoning behind the naming convention of some of the other Air Max sneakers, but I still think it's a cool touch. Also, something else that's kind of interesting is that the Air Max 270 is the very first Air Max to be designed solely for lifestyle wear. So for that reason, they were able to give this shoe a crazy amount of air to make the heel extremely comfortable. I definitely prefer this shoe to the Vapor Max, and that's mainly because it feels more stable and isn't as narrow as the Vapor Max. Something else I really like about this air bubble when you're wearing the shoe is that your foot is actually sort of surrounded by the air bubble rather than being right on top of it, so it makes it feel more cushioned and more springy, which I really love. I just really love this shoe. Moving back towards the front of the shoe, you've got this white textured foam midsole. Even though the rest of the midsole is primarily foam, they did a really good job of transitioning the air bubble to the foam so you don't even feel it, which is incredible. And finally, moving to the bottom of the shoe, you can see how they made that transition from the air bubble to the rest of the foam midsole. On the bottom of the shoe, you're able to see the dual density foam setup that allows for a much more comfortable ride. Overall, the Air Max 270 is a really well-made sneaker. Even though most people wore their Air Maxes as primarily a lifestyle shoe, it's nice to see Nike actually creating something specifically designed for that. The Air Max 270 retails for $150 and is available at a lot of Nike retailers. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's throw these guys on feet and see how they look. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of the Air Max 270 and whether you're planning to grab a pair for yourself. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me, Seth Fowler, if you want to see more content just like this. And follow me on all other forms of social media. The links will be in the description below.